Wagwan, everybody. Welcome to Rum Earth 7th episode, where I will be showing you how to make fried dumpling Jamaican style. Okay, guys, so now it is time to make our fried dumpling. Now, you need a strainer. You need a strainer. Because of this, you're going to basically just sieve everything so the air can go through the flour. I think this works because it make your dumpling do light and it fluff up and it make your dumpling softer. It just works. Now I know some people do without the strainer, but if you have a strainer, use your strainer. So your flour, sieve, 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 sieve. When you're baking cakes or bread, you see a lot of baker normally use this. It is very effective. I add sugar. You don't have to use sugar. That's fine. And some salt. If you want, you could just sieve all the ingredients through the strainer. You could do that as well. Now, with the flour amount, it all depends on how many people like you prepare for. Baking powder. Sieve it, sieve it, sieve it. Perfect. Stirring everything. After that, now, that look good. You make your hole, just like the last time I showed you how to make boiled dumpling dough. You add a small amount of water and you just bring it all around so all the flour, baking powder, salt, and sugar can just take time and form these small pieces. You're not in any rush when you're making your dough. Take your time and make it with love, okay? So right now the goal is just to get all the flour sticking together. Make small pieces as they're forming together. This is one of the simplest ways to make a dough. And that's what we're doing. We're not showing you nothing hard. Simplest form and break it down in a phone. Try to get all that loose flour in. Now, while that is going, you can see it's getting a little thicker. Now you just want to squeeze, grab and squeeze. So you have everything just sticking together. Grab and squeeze. Here it is. Grab and squeeze. And you're going to use this big dough and just wipe it around the pan to get all that excess flour up. Now, this is what you're looking for. If it is sticking to your hand, that's fine. What you're going to do now is knead the dough. When you knead the dough, it's gonna all come together. So you do want to use the palm of your hand and you're just going to sink in the middle, fold, sink, fold, sink, fold, sink, fold, sink, fold, sink. And you try to do that. See, east, west, north, and south, fold, sink, just so that all the sides get to be treated equally. You don't worry about if it's sticky. I know this part right here, it's very tricky because now some people will think they need to add extra flour to make the dough not stick on their fingers. No, you don't want to do that right here. Just keep on kneading. Fold and sink. Fold and sink. Keep on kneading. Because once you're doing that, you will see over time it will get where it needs to be. And I had to learn this over time, guys. I'm doing the same process. It's only that I'm doing it a little bit faster. But if you slow down the video, you will see it is still the same fold and sink I'm doing. Once you get the hang of it, guys, I'm telling you, you will be a professional in no time, okay? All right, so once this is happening now, the next step for this is that you're going to let this sit for about 15 minutes, okay? And let the baking powder do what it needs to do. So you're just going to put that to the side and let it sit for some time, and then after we check back on it. All right, guys, we're dumpling it now. Now we give it another knead. What we're looking for. You see, it just looks so much softer. Look there. When I push it in it, you see it rise by itself. Remember the technique? Pull, push, pull, push. Guys, as you can see, look there. You can stretch it, you can do anything with it. This is the type of texture we want. Just put it in your hand and use your thumb to try to fold each side in the middle. See, the sides, you just push it in the middle. But while you're doing that, you're turning, small circular motion, and that is it. That is it. One of the ways, or you could do it like this. Now for me, when I'm making dumplings, because you know it's gonna swell in the pot, you don't have to make them to the exact size you want it. You can just do like a one size down, and then you will see once you're frying it, it's gonna swell. Now it's all up to you based on your preference how you want to make your dumpling. You can even make it round like this, put it in the pot. And I like to do mine a little bit flat because it's gonna rise. And when I'm doing this, it's just so that these two fingers can just go in the center while I'm turning, and it's just give it a nice little shape. Once you get the hang of this, guys, it's just gonna be automatically where you're gonna do it fast. This technique, you can use it if you're doing boiled dumpling or fried dumpling. Also, if I'm doing boiled dumpling and I know I'm going to want to fry the extra over in the morning, we call it fry over dumpling or overnight dumpling, I would suggest you try to make a dumpling a little bit thicker than normal. So when you're going to cut it in half, you know, the knife have a nice little space can go through. But if you're going to eat all your dumplings in one go, then you don't really have to do that. But just in case if you're going to do that, me thinking ahead, there it is. Sometimes you can flat it out if you want your dumpling to be wider. Like a cartwheel, then would I call it, you can do that. But as you can see, we have our nice little dumplings here. A lot of different shapes, different sizes, and it's all up to you, your preference. If you want to make it round, square, long, festival shape, all up to you. So that's that. All right, guys, so the first thing you want to do, you want to get a frying pan or your skillet. Put your heat to medium. As soon as the pot heats up, we're going to add our vegetable oil. You can use an oil of your choice, not a problem. Once your pot is heated, you go ahead and add your oil. Now, some people, then will half them pot of oil. For me, just want to get enough that when I put my dumpling in, it can be like halfway up. If you want to full the pot of oil, you can do that. So you don't have to flip it, will just fry everything all at once. But for me, I I do it like this. Growing up, we never have a lot of oil for a full pot of oil. We just put the little oil where we have. Sometimes it's even less than this. And this is why we did it. We flip it, we turn it, we angle it just to make sure, say, the dumpling is fried evenly. Now, I do like to pre-make my dumpling because sometimes when I take up the dumpling just to add it in the oil, I can adjust and reshape it. But if it is already to your liking, you can just add it in the pot as it is. All right. So I think the oil is hot now. A lot of people would ask, oh, if the oil hot, so I can put my dumpling in it. Normally, if you cook like fried chicken or something else, you can always put a piece of seasoning in the oil to test if it's hot. But when it comes to dumpling, we're not gonna put nothing in it because we don't want to change the flavor. No. What I normally look for, sometimes you kind of put your hand over it if you feel the heat. But if you look and you see like some small bubbles forming, like small bubbles in the bottom of the pot, and is like the oil basically a stir itself. I don't know if you can see what me I see. Look, you see some bubbles here, right? That's all. Look at bubbles like it a stir by itself. Say the pot hot. That's how I test my pot. It was on medium heat just to get the pot hot. So now you just want to take it down just a little bit for you to add your dumplings in. You don't want it to be too hot when you're adding the dumplings. All right, so I have my dumplings here right beside me. So I'm gonna have to stretch and I do all of that. And this is one of the advantage when you pre-make your dumpling or pre-shape your dumpling. You just take it up and just drop it in the pot and you're ready to go. There it is. As you can see, the baking powder already kicking, giving a look close up. You see? You see it rising. There it is. And you want to keep that low flame. Everything I'm gonna just slow cook. This process, it is not supposed to be fast. So once you see like a little slight little brown color around the edges, you can just give it a nice little turn. And now you notice it now stick. If you were to turn that as soon as you put that in the pot, it would have stick and it would have mash up. So there it is. Keep it on that low flame so it can slow cook evenly. Because especially the middle, you want all of your dumpling to cook. There it is. It formed it like a ball. Now, maybe a lot of people that ask, oh, cover your dumpling. Me always cover mine. I do cover my dumpling, but I wait until the end. Like when I'm almost done, then me cover it. Me no know. Like I said, guys, me just a follow where my mother and father teach me and when me remember France see them doing. But to each his own. If you have your own way, that's fine. If that works for you, that is fine as well. And feel free to drop all of your feedbacks in the comments. It is welcome. It is appreciated because that's why we're here to learn from each other. And I learn something from you guys every day. But yeah, this is what we're working with. If you see that your flame is too low or the dumpling is not frying like you would want, you can turn up your oil just a little bit more. But you don't want the flame to be too low where the dumpling is kind of just soaking up the oil. Also, why I do suggest it should be on a low flame, guys. You don't want the crust of your dumpling to get too dark, like the golden brown is way too brown, and it's gonna urge you to turn the dumpling when it's not fully cooked all the way through. This is why frying dumpling on a low flame is important, because that way you see that slow heat, it penetrates and it just cook everything thoroughly. And nobody no want a raw dumpling, you're broken on the dumpling, a be raw flour. You go run on no belly. No, we're not going to do that. Nope. Flip it over one more time. And make sure you pay attention to the ones that you've already flipped. You don't want to flip the same one twice and then you flip it on the same side. We're not doing that. Now I give it a minute on this side, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to turn it on the sides. I don't know, but you see when my mother and father fry dumpling, the dumpling then turn pan the left side, pan the right side, pan the head top, pan the head back. Every side you can think of the dumpling turn pan. So that is what we're gonna do, okay? So we turn, you catch them up, you lean them up. Mm-hmm. And you can tell which side it was on because you can see it's a little bit darker. We are gonna try if you turn it on the other side. Hey, me no know my parents, then you just catch up the dumplings so neatly, you know. Them know if you catch up dumplings, sir. You come like say me need some farmer support. But yeah, the goal is guys to make sure say gonna turn the dumpling at the sides, okay? So now that is nice and golden brown and ready, you just want to cover your pot for about 1 or 2 minutes, and then after you take off your cover. Now with my fried dumpling, you can have it with ackee and saltfish. I like it with scrambled eggs sometimes, some mackerel, some leftover curry chicken, some kidney, chicken liver, just about anything you can have this way. Feel free to enjoy it with the meat of your choice. But I like to put my fried dumpling on some paper towel, that way it sucks out all the excess oil. And I've been doing this for sometimes it worked for me, so you can definitely try it as well. Let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't as yet. If you try this recipe, remember to follow the Rum Earth page on TikTok or Instagram, and feel free to tag us. Man, we don't see this though. Me not know if I know see this.